Knock knock, it's Ishizu Naturia Runic smashing through one of the craziest over 75% metagame dominated tier events that I've seen. Hey, 34% of you that have not smashed the living crap out of that subscribe button, please smash it for the little diamond heart, the only real thing I can form with my hands. I'd greatly appreciate it, guys. So, welcome to the Connecticut Hartford Regional Breakdown. Now, you're probably looking at this pie chart and you're like, holy crap. So this is where all of the tier elements players have gone. I've talked about in certain areas that if you haven't noticed this yet, via regional sectors, you're going to see different metagames. And some of them you're going to see way more extreme top cuts. Some of them you're going to see, you're just like, what in the world happened here? And that's what we're seeing right now in this format. 6 tier elements, that's what, straight 75% representation? Oh my god, Robbie, like, tier elements! Oh my god, I don't want to play this format. Every other event that I've looked at for this format has told me a different story. Even like on the localized level, that yeah, tier is a scary deck, alright? It's annoying to play against. I get that. We're gonna pull up our depends here, you know, after we shit our britches here. And we're gonna be good duelists, alright? We're gonna be like the Sprite player here and the Ishizu Naturia Runic player here, and we're gonna run it on home. Speaking of running it on home, you guys seen Flounder players this format? I've seen one Flounder deck list out of Chicago, Tinley Park. You know, that's interesting to me. That's 3 regionals we've looked at so far. And Flounder flew away. Deck was supposed to be, you know what, one of the highest represented decks in the room. Where'd it go? Flew away. I don't know. I'm very curious about that, to be honest with you. But, so yeah, Ishizu Naturia Runic here. We'll take a look here at that list. It was honestly the main reason why I wanted to make this video was just the chance to see what that list was doing. I was so excited. All right, let's pass on over to deck list. All right, our first deck list we're going to be looking at here was Eddie Strom's beautiful, pretty cookie cutter list, honestly. I gotta give a shout out here to the one Agito, man. Nobody decides if they want to play Agito. They're gonna trash Agito. Agito is sad because nobody loves Agito right now. So we have one Agito in the main deck. You got triple Druis Worm, triple Magna Hut, and 1 Saronir. Ratios are fine on that. You got your triple Kelbeck, your triple Keldo, and your triple Mudora, all basic stuff. And triple Havnus, triple Merly, triple Reno, and triple Sharon. All right, best card in the deck right here is Instant Fusion. You open this bad boy, you're probably going to win the game unless your opponent has Di-Fi up and running or Macrocosmo or Dimension Shifter to you. And then you're just like, yeah, be like that. We have triple Paralenio, 1 Heartbeat with the 1 Scream. If you haven't noticed recently, the big debate between like 1 Scream to 2 Scream. Nobody's playing 3 Scream. No. We don't brick around here. 1 to 2 is enough. You have 1 Terraforming, 2 Talents. Also, I've noticed that 2 Talents seems to be about the go-to here. And you have 2 copies of Solic. And then you make your decision if you want to main deck Crime or not. We have Crime down on the side. Then on the next deck, you have 1 Sprint Friend, 1 Elf, 1 copy of Dahark, 1 Axis Machine, 1 Time Thief, 1 Baguski, your 1 Zeus, your 1 Beatrice, your 1 Dweller, your 1 Rukalos, your 1 Kitgalos, your 1 Kaido, your 1 Draco, your 1 Mudmud, and your 1 Garuda. Side deck, this is where we put our other Saronir when we need him. We have 2 copies of Ghost Buffer when crap goes wrong. 1 Scattershot Friend. We call him for when time is messing us up. 1 Cold by 1 Feather Duster, 1 other Heartbeat, so yeah, we are accessing 2. 3rd Talents as well. Then we have triple Twin, triple Imperm, and 1 copy of Crime here, wrapping up Eddie's list. Good stuff. I'm glad to see that a recurring duelist is back at it again. Now the good stuff is Ishizu Naturia Runic, and you're probably like, I'm not saying that 10 times fast. I don't blame you. So your little game plan here, I mean, obviously Camilla's with the Mole Cricket. You might look at this engine and you're like, well, that's actually pretty small. Yeah, I mean, Sacred Tree, go search for, you know, one of the other pieces you need. You're probably going to search for the Blessing. You can recycle the Blessing through these very good cards here. Your Disruption Engine's going to be here. And then, you know, the rest of these cards are all a whole bunch of draw power. And then you have infinite, and you have like double Negates on the Sunflower effectively, you know, every turn. And then your deck gets access to this good card, which is a blowout for the opponent, by the way. So you got 2 Drewsworm with triple Magna Hut, 1 Saronir, 1 copy of Kelbeck with triple Keldo, and then, of course, you got triple Mudora, because why not? You need the recycling options. Do not underestimate these cards for the recycling aspects of this deck. We have triple Camellia. We have triple copies of Mole Cricket, 1 Sunflower, 2 copies of the Blessings, triple copies of Runic Destruction with the triple Flashing Fire, 2 copies of the Fountain, triple copies of the Freezing Curses with triple Slumber, 1 Raging Storm with triple Tip, and then triple Sacred Tree. Honestly, Sacred Tree is probably going to be, you know, honestly, one of your best go-to cards. Just free dumpability is amazing. Then we have 1 Unicorn with your 1 Asa, 1 Dugars with 1 Baguski with 1 Cowboy, 1 Beatrice, and 1 Abyss Dweller. Alright, we have 1 Chinging, 1 Stardust, 1 Naturia Friend with 1 Coral Dragon and 1 Baron. Then we have 2 Hugins with 1 Gary. Nobody cares about the other one. We have triple copies of Ghost Sister and Spooky Dogwood, 2 Fenrirs, triple Gamma with 1 Driver, triple Dark Row no more, and we have triple copies of Lightning Storm here, wrapping up one of the more innovative things that I've seen stirring around in the format here. Next up here is our next list for good stuff here, and this build actually took things one step further. Now, we've seen King of the Swamp with the Grappa package kind of starting to show its head here, but most of the builds that I've seen have been focusing on just 2 King of the Swamp. Seeing the 3rd here is actually kind of an interesting inclusion in this deck. I feel like we're also, you know, care about the Guardian Chimera in this build. Protection effects from this card is pretty good. But being able to make this card just generically is going to punish a lot of people. It's one really big thing to consider here is just the pressure that you can put on your opponent from this. So we have the triple copies of Drewsworm with triple copies of Magna Hut. We have 2 copies of Saronir with triple copies of Kelbeck, triple copies of Keldo, and then you got, of course, triple copies of good old King of the Swampy, triple copies of Mudora with triple copies of Havnus, triple Merly, only 2 Reno Heart, actually. That's kind of interesting. And we have triple copies of Shayren. They got 1 All-Instant Fusion, best card in the deck, 1 Polymerization, triple Paralineo, 2 Scream, 1 Terraforming, and we have 1 Crime with 1 Solic. Interesting enough, we're not even citing access to the other ones, so that's interesting. We have 1 Sprint with 1 Dahark, 1 Time Thief Reader with 1 Baguski, 1 Sky Thunder with 1 Beatrice, 1 Abyss Dweller. We have 1 Rukalos with 1 Kit Gullis, 1 Kaleido Heart, 1 Dracostapelia, 1 Mudmud, 1 Guardian Chimera, 1 copy of Grappa, Dragon Overlord of the Dark World, and we have 1 little Garuda. Basic stuff here. We have 1 Saronir, 2 Ghost Bells, triple copies of Gamma with 1 Scattershot Friend. We have 1 Driver with triple Lightning Storm, your 1 copy of Heartbeat, so we do have access to at least 1, and triple copies of Talents here. Wrapping up your... I like this. A little bit more teched out than usual. Last but not least, we have some Sprite good stuff here. This was the only Sprite deck list to make it into Top Cut here. And, you know, you got to clap for it, man. They ran it across the room through the landmine, or actually through the pond of water monsters. And they did get the chance to do relatively well. And, I mean, they also had access to Mass Change 2 down here and Necro Valley. Like, that's how bad this regional environment actually was, that you had to rely on those cards in order to get you through the metagame. So, there's that. So we have triple copies of Drewsworm, triple copies of Magna Hut, 1 Saronir, triple copies of Dimension Shifter. We have triple copies of Fenrir with 2 copies of Angler. We have triple copies of Little Nimble Beaver Friend. Then we have triple copies of Sprite Blue, 1 Carrot, triple copies of Sprite Jet. We have 1 copy of Pixies. Good to still see the Damage Step Friend actually getting some love. We have 1 Sprite Red, 2 copies of Swampy Froggy. We have 1 Called by the Grave, 2 copies of Dark Row No More with 1 Harpy's Feather Duster, 1 Smashers, triple copies of Starter, and of course triple copies of the Infinite Impermanence here. Down the extra, we got 1 Sprint with triple Sprite Elf, 1 Avermax, 1 Nightmare Unicorn with 1 IP. We have 1 copy of the Hark, 1 Totally Awesome, 1 copy of Centuria. We have 2 copies of Gigantic Sprite, 1 Downer Magician. We have 1 Zeus and 1 Dark Law. Side deck here we got triple Droll and Lockbird, 1 Red Resonator, 2 copies of Cosmic Cyclone, 2 Lightning Storm, 2 Mass Change 2, 1 Necrovalley, 1 Raigeki, and triple copies of Unfundamental Barrier here, wrapping up your breakdown here for the Connecticut Regional. So what do you guys think? Please, leave a comment down below, tell me what you guys think, and I'll see your beautiful faces back here in the day, guys. Patrons, thank you.
Thank you so much for watching. Check out these other videos.